Meanwhile, shares of Texas Instruments down about 4% so far in overtime after the company released Q4 earnings earlier in the hour. As we wait for the call to begin in just a few moments, let's bring in Susquehanna senior equity analyst Chris Rolland to discuss. Christopher, looks like, Texan revenue light, a lot of this having to do with embedded processing, which came in at $752 million in the quarter versus $828 expected. Industrial and automotive getting some of the blame here. And the Q1 revenue guide is $3.6 billion at the midpoint versus $4 billion expected. What went wrong?
Yeah, auto and industrial. And I think we already knew about the weakness in industrial. They had hinted that there could be some weakness to come in auto. They hadn't seen it yet as of last quarter. Auto for this semiconductor down cycle was the last shoe to drop, and TI is confessing to auto finally correcting.
Demand weakness is a story, or weaker than expectations is a story that I'm seeing play out, even though we're just 20 minutes just about into the hour so far, whether we're talking about Netflix being conservative in its guide, we're talking about Texan being sort of light on revenues and on guidance. What's the next step here? Are investors going to want to hear about cost controls, and what sorts of action should we expect to hear management talking about on the call?
Speaking to semis, the area I know, it's all about the back half of the year and whether that recovery is still in place or not. I think some of the data we're getting now is going to push out that recovery, perhaps months or even quarters. And again, auto was the last one that has not corrected. We're finally starting to see that now, but there are some worrisome things like PC. We're worried about even a small double dip there. So all of these moving parts are indeed hard to follow right now.
Okay, so in terms of the read-through of Texas Instruments to the rest of the semi sector, how much weight do you give the commentary we get on the call today, and what would you be buying here, especially if you do see other names trading lower in sympathy?
Yeah, so I would wait for the reports of the other particularly auto-intensive companies to come out. I would maybe look at IoT or AI, certainly AI stocks, IDEO stocks that are not necessarily moving with the semiconductor down cycle. I would play there. But yeah, overall, we got to wash this thing out. This was a huge upcycle, and I think this down cycle is going to be, fairly deep, and it's going to take some time to play out.
Okay, Chris Rolland, thanks for joining us.